Are we live? I think we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Stirring the Gumbo Pot podcast. Yes, that's a tongue twister for you, but that is the name of my show, Stirring the Gumbo Pot. I am your host, the Cajin Peach, and I'd like to welcome you to my very first episode. Now, I must admit, I am a little nervous. This podcast has been a long time coming. I've been working on it for quite some time now. I've been planning and developing and trying to structure and perfect my podcast. But if you leave it to me, I'm never going to get done with preparing. So I decided to just stop preparing and just get started. So welcome. This is my very first episode. And I am a little nervous, but I have come a long way. So welcome to the Stirring the Gumbo Pot podcast for and about the history of Black people, Black culture, Black arts, education, and motivation. This podcast is dishing up a delectable, spicy bowl of rich conversations, infinite wisdom, knowledge, and information. Now let's get to stirring. The Stirring the Gumbo Pot podcast aims to showcase and celebrate the richness and diversity of Black experiences, perspective, and contributions. Hosted by me, the Cajun Peach, this podcast offers a platform for Black voices to be heard and for the important issues and topics affecting the Black community to be discussed. The podcast may feature a mix of interviews, solo episodes, and guest co-hosts. My guests might include Black scholars, artists, activists, entrepreneurs, and community leaders who share their experience, insights, and personal experiences on a wide range of topics. What is this podcast about? My podcast is about the history of Black people. I would like to celebrate our Blackness, our history, our ancestors, and our future. It's about our Black culture and how it plays a big impact in American society. I'm going to talk about the Black arts, education, and I hope to be able to motivate and encourage some of my listeners along the way. What's in a name? Well, just to give you a little bit of background about how I came up with the title of my podcast, Stirring the Gumbo Pot. I kind of went back and forth with what I was going to name it. Of course, you want to come up with some type of catchy phrase, something that's going to grab someone's attention and kind of make it relevant to what the theme of your show is. So it took me a little while to come up with the name. I went back and forth with different ideas, and I decided to, when people would ask me, well, what is your podcast going to be about? I would often say, I'm going to talk about everything. I don't want to just stick to one thing. So with that idea, I came up with the theme, like stirring the pot, like let's get some conversation started. Let's just get some conversation started. And so an analogy for that is like stirring the pot. And so because I'm from New Orleans, it's my hometown, and my moniker on social media is the Cajun Peach, I just thought it was fitting to, instead of just saying stirring the pot, I decided to call my show Stirring the Gumbo Pot, because in gumbo, which is a New Orleans dish, a soup, there's so many different ingredients in there. It's a gumbo or a hodgepodge of different ingredients. So because of the diversity of the ingredients in the gumbo, I decided to go with that same type of theme for my show, a hodgepodge of different conversations from arts and culture to our social issues, to education, to current events, to the history of our people. So I want to talk about a lot of different things. So I just thought it was fitting to call it Stirring the Gumbo Pot. So that's how I came up with the name of my podcast. Who am I? Well, I am as I said, the Cajun Peach. My name is Sandra, and I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was actually born outside of New Orleans, but I only have a memory of growing up in New Orleans. So when people ask me where I'm from, of course, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. I eventually moved to Atlanta. So I am, that's why I go by Cajun Peach because I spent half my life in New Orleans and half my life in Atlanta. And so I'm kind of like a blended, but my heart, my upbringing and my culture is New Orleans. I am a New Orleans Saints fan. I'm a Who Dat. I am the mother of three children who are almost all grown. I have two sons and a daughter. I am 55 years old. Obviously, I'm African American woman, and I am a professional. I do have a job. I work a 9 to 5 job. I am a grants administrator. I'm also a college graduate. I was a non traditional student. I went back to college to obtain my degree in theater. I have a passion for theater. I am a novice playwright. I'm a novice videographer and an aspiring voice actress and an aspiring podcast host. So yeah, those are some of the things that that's a little bit about myself. I love our history of African American. I studied theater in college, and I minored in African American studies, and so I love our ancestry. I love the history of Black people. I love to talk about it. I love to learn about it. I love to research about it, and I like to share my knowledge with people. So I would like to share that knowledge with my audience. And so I hope to be able to find a niche. I don't necessarily have a niche. I guess my niche is the variety of different topics that I'm going to be discussing on my show. So I look forward to being your host and pulling you in and hoping that you will stay and that I can gain an audience and that I can grow. And I hope that you will stay with me as I grow so you can listen to how I do grow and listen to how the show develops. I'm a solo podcaster. I am producing the show on my own. I am the owner of and the founder of the Cajun Peach Productions, which is a production company that I started several years ago. And I will be producing a variety of different mediums. Hopefully, I'll be producing stage plays, producing other podcasts for people who seek me out to help them on their journey, and a different variety of things. But most of all, I think I want to pursue journalism. And I will I'll tell you all about why I love journalism so much. But I'll save that for another episode. But that's a little background on me and who I am, who your host is. And this has been a very long journey for me, a very long journey. I have had a lifetime of experience. I am not a professional speaker. I'm not a professional host of any kind, but with the things that I've been doing over the years since I've graduated, and even before I embarked on this journey, I have had a strong desire and a passion to be in media and to perhaps one day have a production company because I studied theater and I studied technical theater. And so I've always had a desire to work in the arts in some form or fashion. And so that's what I aim to do through my podcast. So wish me well. Yeah. So in order to get to where I am now at this stage and juncture of my journey, it took a lot of confidence and courage for me to even be here on the microphone with you. I have been procrastinating and delaying and had several roadblocks and things that try to hinder my progress with putting out the podcast and publishing the podcast and continuing to talk about doing the podcast. I'm about tired of it. And so I've run out of excuses for it. And so I decided, you know what? Today's the day. I'm not delaying it anymore. But it's not easy to be able to seek out your passion or pursue your passion rather in life. And it takes a lot of courage because along the way, life gets in the way. Um, for a lot of us, we have roadblocks and just life happens and things happen and we make choices and decisions that take us off our path of which we're trying to go down. And so when those things happen, some people, they never find their way back and they never get to pursue their passions in life. But I never stopped and I'm never going to stop until I feel like I'm successful at or I have reached um, my goal and specifically this podcast. So I've come a long way and I've invested quite a bit of time, money, and effort in this journey. Um, through, I've sacrificed a lot. So it's not easy. And but I'm not gonna allow the difficulties of it to stop me, right? I guess I'm one of those middle-aged women who have come to a place in my life where it's either, I don't know if you want to call it make it or break it or what, but at 55, if I feel like if I don't do it now, it's never going to get done. And so I decided to just get the courage to do it. And that's what I'm doing. And I think I'll be successful if I keep going. I think I will. And I hope to be able to encourage someone else out there who is on the cusp of should I do it? Should I pursue it? Should I not? Should I give up? Should I stop? No, I don't think you should. Because if it's in you, I believe it's for you. You just have to find the way and find the courage and the confidence and the support, because you will need support from people in your life. So it's important to surround yourself with people who can support you in your journey and what you're trying to do in order to be successful. And it's never too late. So please don't give up. I mean, if I can do it, I promise you, anyone can do this. It just takes a lot of focus, dedication, and like I said, the confidence to just really get there and say, I'm going to do it and I'm not going to let anything or anyone get in my way of pursuing my passion. So it's never too late. I'm 55 years old and it's better late than never, right? So don't let anyone talk you out of your dream because there's a lot of naysayers out there. It's a lot of haters out there. It's a lot of things that may get in your way, but you have to overcome that and you have to keep pushing and you have to keep striving. And most of all, you have to have God in it. So put God in it, bring God along with you. And I think you'll get there. So, yeah, this is my intro episode and I'm not sure how I did. I'm not a great editor, so I don't know if I'm going to edit this or what, but I want to thank you for listening, and I hope you stay tuned for my next episode. It's coming up. I just wanted to take this opportunity to have an introductory episode so you all can know who your host is. You'll get to know a lot more about me as we journey through, as we have other episodes and we talk about different things. I'll give you my perspective, and through that, you will learn who I am. So, thank you for listening. And till the next episode, take care and thank you.